What's going on, guys? Aaron from Top Tier Gaming here, and today I am bringing you a Marincess deck profile post the Legendary Duelist Water Pack. I have been so hyped for this archetype for months. I literally posted, I think, 1 or 2 videos about the new support a couple of months ago where I was so hyped for Marincess, and Konami's taking their time releasing it. It got some delays, of course, maybe no fault to their own. But I'm super hyped for this deck, and I want to do a deck profile, and more importantly, show you guys what this deck can do if you are unaware. With some replays I'm going to show you, and the last replay is definitely going to be one of this deck's ceilings, where you can just see how explosive this deck can really be. And I mean, this deck is awesome. That's all I have to say about it. And for those who are preparing to play this deck in the future when it comes out in a little over a month, this is a great start. Of course, the format will be different, but I'm going to go over this list, tell you why I'm running what I'm running, and then more importantly, show you guys sort of the hand tests and the combos, because this deck went from something very linear to it has multiple routes to get somewhere, and I think it's just awesome for the deck to support. I'm going to go over the deck profile, but before I do want to let you guys know, Discord link down below, along with all of our other social media links. If you just want to hang out with people, play Master Duel, or follow the channel more closely, those links are down below. And as well, if you do enjoy the Yu-Gi-Oh content we put up, consider liking and subscribing. It really helps us in what we do here and just keep providing more content. So, yep, it is greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get into this deck profile here. So, we're going to start off with stuff that has been, you know, the standard for a long time. And I'll explain the new cards for you guys as well. So, we have the 3 Blue Tang, one of the craziest starters to ever exist. This card is literally Gazelle and Foxy in one card. Seahorse, very important extender. Spring Girl is a new one, and she essentially is an extender the deck really lacked before. The deck had a really bad crutch on normal summon. This sort of helps you play past it a bit. It's not like the best extender because it does require you to banish a Marincess monster in your graveyard, which can suck sometimes, but she allows you to play past interruptions on your normal summon, which is very important. And then we have 2 Pascalis. I've had lists not play this. This list is on it because it is just an additional extender, and we do have the Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome in our extra deck, and she really helps you go for those plays, especially with Marincess Dive, which I'll get to in a bit. But I feel like Pascalis has always been sort of less good than any of the other Marincess monsters, but she's still very good, especially since we got a lot more good Marincess monsters to play. 1 Sleepy Maiden. The reason we're on 1, even though she is sort of an extender like Spring Girl, where she can help you play past your normal summon, is she's level 5, so she does have issues where she is a brick in hand. One cool thing about her is she targets a Marincess card to special, and then that targeted card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. So you can like do your whole combo, and then if you have Maiden, you can target your field spell, and then it can't be destroyed by Lightning Storm or Twin Twister or things like that. So she's very interesting. There's also like mega full combo where you can end with the towers and your new Argonaut with a negate, and it involves her banishing from graveyard. I don't think that's in the replays because that is unrealistic. Like, you need to open full gas with no interruptions, but it does exist, so she has some use there. And then 1 Mandarin. This card is bonkers, and if you already open Seahorse, you're usually always sending this off tank. For hand traps, very briefly, 3 Ash, 3 Bell, 2 Imperm, 1 Valor, 3 Crow, 1 Nibiru. I think it's 12 hand traps right here, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 hand traps. We are on Designator, so that's why we have the 1 Valor and the 1 Nib. This is being built for Despia format that we are currently in. Of course, we have Prank Kids that are still very good, and we have the decks that were before Albaz that were good, but a ban list is going to come and axe those decks, presumably. So this is more built for what a Despia format would look like if that gets solidified. Ash on Branded Fusion, so good. Bell on Branded Red, or Crow on Branded Red, just GG. This is a very strong lineup for a branded format, and these cards are just good anyways. Like Bell versus Prank Kids can be an FTK. DD Crow's like okay versus Prank Kids. One thing not in here that I would recommend playing as long as Brave exists is Ghost Ogre. I don't know how Ghost Ogre wasn't in here, and honestly, I would just take out a Crow. I would take out probably a Bell or a Wave. Let's take out a Wave, and I would add 2 Ghost Ogre. This card is too good this format for the Brave engine. I'm just letting you guys know to play some form of Ghost Ogre. It wasn't in here, slight oversight on my part, but yeah, 2 Ghost Ogre for sure. The 1 Nib is mostly for Designator. In branded format, this card's not that great. And even more into the future, in Splight format, this card is terrible. So, yeah, just 1 for the Designator. We have 1 Battle Ocean and 2 Dive. Dive is honestly the card where they first revealed this, and I was like, okay, they just broke the deck. They broke Marincess with this card. And the reason is, first of all, I love the art. I think this art is adorable, and Marincess have really good art. That's one of the reasons to play them, in my opinion. You know, waifu for lifu, I guess. But Dive is amazing, like, legit, because Sea Angel always said add a Marincess spell, and the only one was always Battle Ocean, which just was not very good. Or, I mean, Battle Ocean is very important, but you had no versatility, is what I'm trying to say. Dive is bonkers. This card is an extender. Just if you can just activate one of these effects, it has two. Target one non-link Marincess monster in your graveyard, special summon it. It's just Monster Reborn for a Marincess. That's so good to play past normal summon. Say you open just blue Tang and Dive, and you know you Tang and you make your blue Slug, but they like Veiled or Impermed Tang, so you don't get to dump Seahorse. Your combo would end on blue Slug, add back Tang, but now because of Dive, you can actually go for like Sea Angel instead, go for Ocean, and then special from deck, or even if you didn't have Ocean for some reason, you could also just special back the Tang and keep playing. So Dive, very good for that effect, but the most important effect for me is if Battle Ocean's on the field, you can special one from deck. It's just Emergency Teleport. It is Monster Reborn and Emergency Teleport. More importantly, it has Marincess in its name, which means cards like Marbled Rock can recycle it, cards like Pascalis on the Crackback can add it back to your hand. This card is what broke the deck, if you ask me. Then we have 3 Cyanite Mining because everything's Cyburst. 3 Designator and a Called By. You know, if the format calls for it, we will be playing these. Marincess can run even more hand traps than I'm showing here, so there's that. Called By, Reborn. 1-for-1 is full combo. 1-for-1 plus a hand trap is absolute full combo. So you gotta play 1-for-1. It also lets you play past your normal summon. 1 Wave. This is searchable now, so you don't have to play more of it. The reason, I have to explain this every time in every Marincess deck profile, but the reason you don't play multiple wave is it's not actually a hand trap going second, and it assumes you get to play to be an interruption going first. So like, if your combo gets interrupted and you have wave, you can like set it, but it's not something you can just activate from hand, which means, more importantly, like if you didn't play, you can't use this as an interrupt going second either, because you need to have a link monster. There's just times where this card isn't very good go second at all, and cannot be great going first, but when this card is good, this card is the most broken card in your deck. So you need to play at least one of this. You can recycle it, you can search it, you can recycle it multiple times in multiple different ways. 1 wave is more than enough. The only reason to play more than 1 wave is to Luck Sack hit it off a blue Tang, which I just want to briefly say that as well. The best thing about this support is the fact that we got an influx of good Marincess cards, which just means there are more things for blue Tang to hit. Now blue Tang can hit Marincess Dive. That's insane. Some things to talk about ratios. I don't know if these ratios are going to be solidified when the deck comes out. Maybe Sleepy Matey will want to be more than a 1 of. Maybe Spring Girl at 3 is too much. Maybe Dive will want to be at 3. That's one thing I'm really considering is 3 Dive. But for now, my list looks like this. It's just preliminary until the deck comes out and I get more actual in real life testing. Extra deck, short and sweet. 2 Blue Slug, 2 Sea Angel, 2 Anemone, 1 Crystal Heart to make your things a towers, 1 Marbled Rock, 1 Coral Triangle. This is one of the new ones, and they revealed all the other Marincess stuff first and then revealed this one like a week or 2 later, but this card is one of the best cards for sure. Send a water monster from your hand to the graveyard, add a Marincess trap from your deck to your hand. It searches wave, that is so broken. And then it has like a Cyber Dragon core effect. If only your opponent controls a monster, you manage this card from your graveyard, special summon any number of water link monsters from your graveyard whose total link ratings equal 3. That means you can special summon like a Splash Mage and a Sea Angel, or an Anemone and a Sea Angel. That is so much follow-up. This card's crazy. The 1 Bubble Reef, of course. The new Argonaut. This is really good, especially because if you're not going for your Towers play, where you just get to draw more hand traps, you can go for Argonaut, who is a spell and trap negate with follow-up because she special summons one that is equipped her. She's also really good go second because she has this bounce effect where you can target a water monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls. Return it to the hand. This card's great. Absolutely phenomenal support. Splash Mage, access code for OTK Crackbacks, Bahamut Shark, and Toad. So that's going to wrap up the deck profile. A little longer than I wanted for a dueling book deck profile because, again, especially for DB deck profiles, it's really easy for people to just see the list and then they're just out the video. So only if you want the explanation was that really useful. But now I'm getting into the replays, which is the most important part for me because it really shows what the deck can do. So hopping into the first replay here, that's really nice. I'm showing you guys exactly what you need to see right there. Okay, so we open 1-for-1 Nibiru and Monster. So this is essentially just to show you guys 1-for-1 combo and the fact that it exists. So we are going to go and special summon Mandarin, and I think this is my first time actually playing on DB with this deck in a long time, so I might fumble here and there, but I'll explain it. Blue Slug, target Mandarin, Mandarin, normal summon, go into Sea Angel, search, add Battle Ocean because we didn't open it, so we have to search it. Activate Battle Ocean. I linked those off, which is what you're supposed to do, but I'm actually going to fumble here and try to special the Mandarin. We're not going to actually do that, so forget that happened, okay? We're going to go for Splash Mage effect, and that's where we realize you're not supposed to because he has to summon in defense, and I was like, this is why you don't do that. So no Mandarin effect. Leave Mandarin Grave, Splash Mage effect, special Mandarin, link off into Coral Anemone, bring back Splash Mage, then go special summon your Mandarin, and now you can go Sea Angel and Mandarin into Crystal Heart, and go into your towers, your Bubble Reef. So literally with just 1-for-1, you're able to make an unaffected Bubble Reef with Called by Designator Protect Your Play, and an Ash Blossom, which is not terrible, especially when you get so much follow-up out of it in the form of the draw of Spring Girl. And of course, if she survives, she's like infinite follow-up, right? And you also get Anemone to possibly add back something from Grave, just depending on how it goes. So that is the first replay. And then we're going to refresh this one as well. Alright, so we're going to draw our hand, and it's Seahorse, Valor, Empire, Marincess Wave, Called by. So going second to go second card, which is great. But this is just 1-card combo, not 1-for-1. So this is standard 1-card combo, right? So we're going to special the Seahorse, go into Sea Angel. This is just for anyone who doesn't know. We open Called by, so this is also combo playing past a hand trap. And essentially, Sea Angel is the card you want to protect in almost every hand. This is the card you need to make sure goes through, unless you can't even access her. Then you save yourself from something that lets you get to Sea Angel. But Sea Angel is the play you want to protect most of the time because you need your field spell. Go into Splash Mage, bring back your Seahorse, and then it's just standard 1-card combo again. Of course, this one doesn't let you get it unaffected because we don't have another extender. So because we can't get a Towers, there's no reason to even go for Bubble Reef. We're just going to go for Argonaut, which is something you could do in the last hand as well. There's multiple ways you can chain block this too. If you don't want this to get a Ghost Ogre, which right now is very relevant, you Anemone Chainlink 2 and Battle Ocean Chainlink 1. But yeah, then you end Argonaut, 3 hand traps, and follow-up off the Argonaut. That's very hard for anyone to break. That is very, very good. So, yeah, and she's 4,300. That's pretty impressive. So, you know, 2 monster negates, 3 monster negates, but also makes your girl unaffected, actually, which is why it didn't even matter you didn't get to Crystal Heart. Yeah, that's really good. So, yep. Now, next hand, I know these are all playing. I forgot to reset them all, unfortunately. This is... Which hand was this? This is showing you what you can do with a 2-card combo through Interruption, I believe. Okay, this one isn't through Interruption. This is just a regular 2-card combo. Tang, of course, doesn't hit anything. If Tang hits something, your deck gets really crazy, but it's something you don't, like, need to happen, but it's always nice when it does. So, Sea Angel, add the Battle Ocean, effective Mandarin, bring back the Splash Mage, which I don't think you actually have to go for Splash Mage in this combo. It's not something you had to do, I don't believe. Yeah, you don't have to go for Splash Mage there. You only go for Splash Mage if you're going to make Triangle as well, because then he's like cool for the crackback or follow-up instances. But we're going to make Marbled Rock and add Anemone to get the Blue Tang, or Anemone effect, get Blue Tang back. And we went for Marbled Rock to add the Marincess Wave back that we went off for our, for our Signet Mining. And then we can go into Argonaut, and Argonaut can equip the Marbled Rock now, which is very, very good, because you can special that off your Argonaut. And then even if Argonaut leaves the field, you get your Anemone add back for Seahorse. So that's so much follow-up with 4 interruptions. You get a Spell or Trap Negate, Diddy Crow, Ghost Bell, Marincess Wave. This deck is honestly so insane, like when it gets to play, right? The final one, and this is a big one. You guys could tell a little bit. This is the ceiling, or I mean, there's multiple different ways to get to different ceilings, but this is one of the best. This is uninterrupted, what you can do with like the hand we have here. And going second, we had Nib DD Crow, which is pretty gosh darn good, so that's really nice. So Pascalis, go ahead and special the Blue Tang. Dump Seahorse, which is very standard. Blue Slug, add back the Seahorse, Blue Tang Chainlink 2. Finding Spring Girl, which is going to make this very, very good, or even better than it could have been. There's a lot of things you could have hit. You could have hit Dive, you could have hit Sleepy Maiden. There's a lot of things you could hit there. I think even Mandarin would end up being okay, depending on how you go with your Coral Triangle, Coral, something like that. So we're going to add the Spring Girl, and then we're going to special the Seahorse. Now, you don't actually special Seahorse here because, well, there's a couple of ways you could do this, right? So I'm going to special summon the Spring Girl, banishing the blue Tang, and then make Bahamut Shark. Now, unfortunately, in this hand, Bahamut Shark is summon 5, so this doesn't play around Nibiru, right? You can play around Nibiru with Bahamut Shark in this deck. You just needed to open the Spring Girl, essentially, along with Pascalis. Because then you can just go Pascalis, blue Tang, into Bahamut Shark, make Toad, and then special Spring Girl with off you detached, and sort of go combo from there. And yeah. But in this hand, we didn't have that. So what the Bahamut Shark actually does with going for Toad here is it's going to help make sure our Sea Angel goes off, which is very important. This card you want to make sure goes off. So we're going to add Marincess Dive because we already have the field spell, which is going to allow us to go even more crazy. We're going to go for Coral Anemone, which is just, you know, obviously one of the most broken cards in the deck. Go for Pascalis, make Coral Triangle with 2 Marincess monsters, and this card is really good because Anemone is going to activate adding the water monster we need for Triangle. We're going to use its effect, Pitch Seahorse, add Marincess Wave, which again, this is why we only play 1. Marincess Dive, special summon Mandarin, and gosh, Dive is so good, this card's crazy. And then we are going to go ahead and link off the Mandarin, or I think I decide what to do here. I think there's a couple lines I was considering, and I had to think about it for a second, so I'm just thinking right here. Yeah, we're going to take the Triangle in the Mandarin, make Marbled Rock. Marbled Rock effect, add back Seahorse, so even though we pitched it, we're still going to have it for follow-up anyways. We're going to discard, or no, we're going to add Dive, excuse me. This being able to add back Dive is absolutely broken, because this is just your best form of follow-up. Mandarin effect, bring her back out. Sea Angel and Mandarin make Crystal Heart. And then we still go for unaffected Aqua Argonaut, which is so good. I don't know why I activated. Argonaut doesn't have an effect there, so nothing there. So what we end with on this board, and this is like one of the ceilings, right? We end with a totally awesome negate, one of the best negates in the game. We end with a Spell and Trap negate that can special summon a Marbled Rock or an Anemone, whatever we feel like we need, which is just a negate and follow-up. And if she dies, she's follow-up. So we have like 3 forms of follow-up on field with 2 negates, and 1 is an unaffected towers at 4,300. That's already crazy, right? But then you have Nibiru, Crow, Wave. 3 interrupts right there. Also absolutely insane. So we have 5 interrupts with multiple forms of follow-up, Dive as follow-up. That is not counting, we're drawing Spring Girl. That is not counting the fact that we have Seahorse in graveyard and Pascalis in graveyard, which this can add back Marincess spells and traps. So if your Battle Ocean dies, or we use Wave, we can bring it right back. That is an insane amount of follow-up and interrupt. So, yeah, Marincess is going to be a threat, guys. It's so good, and it's one of my favorite strategies that I just never get to play because Konami won't let me. But yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this dueling book video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and if you want more Marincess content, again, subscribe for future content. When this deck comes out, I will be making videos on it for sure because I really like the deck. And yeah, this has been Aaron from Top Tier Gaming. Catch you guys next time.